So we're getting ready this morning. I have a coaching session. We have a messaging coaching session this morning. And I ran into a set of clients and we were talking and they came to me about marketing. And I know that a lot of people want to fancy themselves social media marketers or ad managers or content creators, and that's great. But what is rarely thought through out of the gate is whether or not someone should even create that piece of content. What is even our message? Who are we talking to and why? And so, where we stop with Spark Sites is we try to make sure that Spark Sites is not listed or billed or utilized as a marketing company. We don't sell ourselves as a marketing company at all. And we try not to sell ourselves as a marketing company, but that's that's largely because a lot of companies are throwing thousands of dollars into marketing, not seeing any result. They're justifying it as awareness campaigns. But what we're doing today as a coach, and I know that the Ask Me Anything is about coaching in general. Today's coaching, what we're doing is I'm waiting for my clients. I'm set up here this morning real quick. Let me show you we've got our setup here. We've got our poster, which is kind of a visual that we use in our office. And this poster relates to the coaching today. This is the one that we're going to be filling out as a team. And if you can see, we've got like vision, values, purpose, brand promise, and goals. And all of this matters. To know this, a marketer, if you're a marketer and you're advising anyone on marketing, you should actually know all of those items because it determines their target market, it determines their target clientele, it determines who they're talking to. And so what I find is before all of that even, a lot of small business owners don't even know how to talk about themselves, talk about their clients, talk about their services. And so part of today's coaching that I'm getting ready for right now is actually helping them pitch themselves. So I learned about this in my early 20s. Studying pickup artists. And if you study pickup artists, you realize they're some of the best salespeople around. And not that I believe you should be in pickup artistry, but there's a lot to learn from people like that who can actually sell just about anything to anyone. And so I learned a lot about sales. I started very early and I've developed a reputation for myself in our circles as someone who can basically pitch anything, someone who can take someone's message, take someone's idea and say it back to them in a compelling way that helps them sell themselves basically. And so I do sales workshops twice a year and I do one-on-one coaching, which is what we're doing today. We're doing some coaching today. And I find a few quick tips on coaching that are really important. Number one, being organized. I am not naturally an organized person, but we've been doing this long enough that I created a few tools that when a client comes on, I just kind of hit duplicate, I change out the details, I meditate on it, and then I customize it to them in that moment. But having a client portal, having Google Docs that are custom to them, having a pitch and a presentation custom to them, and then having a bit of training is really important in context. But a lot of it is actually question asking and note taking. Who are you? Where are you from? Unpack that a little bit. How do you talk about yourself? And the end goal of this coaching in general is so that they walk away having given me a ton of feedback into who they are, what their business is all about. And then what I do is I then synthesize that into a pitch. And I bring that pitch back to them in a final presentation day where I pitch them to themselves because I've got a reputation for being able to pitch anything and talk about anything. And so that's kind of what the coaching is today. But what questions do you have? I'm just here getting ready, so I decided to go live. And if you guys have any questions about being a coach, how to make money as a coach, how to turn it into a business, how to sell your services as a coach, go ahead and ask me in the comments. I'll get you set up or answer your questions as best as I can. Right now, I'm just working on the syllabus and getting the syllabus set up. It's done, but I'm trying to refine it and rehearse it and get it into my soul so that I kind of know what I'm doing on point today and what we're talking about. And so having a really tight syllabus is also really important. Now, mind you, I have preset coachings. Not every one of my coaching is a brand new coaching. I train and coach on sales. I train and coach on messaging. I train and coach on small business management. And I train and coach on personalities, and I have syllabuses for all of those. I have outlines for all of those. I have presentations for all of those, and those are always ready to go as Google Docs. And so I just duplicate a folder in Google Drive when I'm getting ready for a coaching client so that I can focus on, I just duplicate the material, I change out the details, but then I spend most of my time, I spend a good amount of time not in the coaching, meditating on the client, because I'm a high ticket coach. I want to make sure that I can deliver results, and results are in the nuances of when you coach a client. So I'll come in and spend hours meditating before. We'll spend 2 half-day sessions together in this particular coaching about messaging. I'll synthesize all of that, and then I'll come back to them and pitch them to themselves. After kind of synthesizing and rehearsing it and trying to pitch it to other people, I'll actually try to go out and even sell their service. So one of the things I do in this pitching coaching is I try to equip them to be able to go talk about themselves. And they'll often say, no one likes my services, I don't know how to talk about myself, I don't know what to do. So after a workshop like this, I'll synthesize their pitch and I'll go out and actually sell them. And then I'll come back and say, hey, this is the pitch I used and this is what worked. And that often helps seal the deal for them of, okay, I'm gonna write that high ticket check. So that's just kind of insight into how I deliver my services for this coaching, but let me know what questions you have about coaching in general. Are you a coach? Have you tried to coach? How is coaching going for you? All right, I'm gonna get about my day. I hope you guys have a great one. There's some finishing work I gotta do to get ready for the session. If you ever have questions at all, let me know.